Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, Ward ESCOM members, I am greeting you in the name of all ADRA operations across our territories. ADRA Ward Report's operation report this year, 2022, is about 45 ongoing and active projects, 18 coming projects, 9 projects at their final stage. And for this year, we targeted 5.2 million beneficiaries with a total amount from our various donors of 15.9 million USD. Thank you. To follow the report.
This report is a testimony to how the Lord can use each of us to administer justice, compassion, and love. Galatians 6 verse 9 says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Kindly allow me to remind you all again on this day that the Lord has been kind enough to grant us a great and a beautiful region. The West Central Africa is a vast region with diverse cultures, beliefs, and lifestyles. From Mauritania at its westernmost point to the Republic of Congo, it encompasses 22 countries with semi-arid areas in the Sahel, large coastal areas on the Atlantic Ocean, and along the Gulf of Guinea and tropical forests. This region is a home to nearly 500 million people, half of whom are children. Unfortunately, many areas of the region are affected by conflicts, causing civilians to face a dramatic protection crisis. Over the past 2 years, armed conflict situations have escalated in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, leaving nearly 107 million people in need of humanitarian assistance, including 60 million children. Also, the region is highly vulnerable to health emergencies. In addition to the COVID-19 pandemic, which has closed borders and increased pressure on fragile economic activities, children, their families, and their communities face recurring epidemics of cholera, measles, and polio. At the same time, access to essential health services remains limited, prompting UNICEF to establish that 1 out of every 3 children born each year lacks vaccines, the lowest child immunization coverage worldwide. Beyond the above factors, climatic change, extreme weather events are causing much mystery. Droughts are becoming more recurrent and threatening the livelihood of vulnerable rural communities. Rainfall is erratic and increasingly unpredictable. In 2020, floods affected 2.3 million people in 18 regions, destroying products, land, and livestock. To all these complicated situations, the crisis in Ukraine has recently been added to the list of economic consequences and food insecurity. The prominent donors of ADRA in our region, the Westerners faced with the Ukrainian crisis, are less and less inclined to finance our projects and programs, themselves being in crisis. We therefore move to development and strengthening our relationship and a partnership with United Nations agencies for more opportunities and funding. We are pleased to announce that ADRA Ward is now a member of the United Nations Clusters on Security, Emergency Response Group, and Food Security Task Force team for the Western and Central African regions. In such a context, we must finalize the procedure for the creation of ADRA and the West Central Africa Bureau to better face the challenges of the region. To do this, the future ADRA West and Central Africa Bureau intends to invest in the development of its economic projects in Côte d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and the Central African Republic to mobilize more financial resources to diversify its sources of income that will help support its expenses and finance humanitarian programs. Indeed, in the three countries mentioned above, the church owns vast tracts of land that the office intends to exploit in a winning partnership. However, to date, the functional ADRA offices in the 22 countries of our division are each executing a few relatively large projects in different fields.
Dear leaders, ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, it's important for us, church and ADRA, to come together. The numbers and the statistics are showing us that we are living in a very difficult environment, our territory. The church cannot go alone without ADRA, and ADRA also cannot go alone without the church. I am appealing with the church leaders and ADRA to come together as we are moving to God's mission.
Brief overview of ongoing projects in West Central Africa ADRA offices. Burkina Faso. Title of the project is strengthening the resilience of the most vulnerable rural communities to the effects of environmental degradation and climatic change. The project donor is ADRA Sweden and SMC. The budget coverage is up to 333,000 euro. We also have another project in Cameroon. It's a WASH project for the rehabilitation of water points in the municipality of Tibati. The project donor is ADRA France and ADRA Netherlands. The budget is 51,644 euro. In Niger, Niger's project is to strengthen equity, access and quality in education program. It's being sponsored by ADRA Norway, NORAD, and the budget is about $5,588,000 US. There is also another project in Mauritania, among other things. We have the WIH Asaba 2022. UNICEF sponsors 85% of these, and ADRA International takes about 15% of the project. The budget is about $541,000 US. In Cape Verde, we have the office registration. ADRA WAD and the Cape Verde Conference are the project donors for this. The budget is a budget of $8,525 US. There are other projects in Mali. Projects strengthening equity, access, and quality education. This is being sponsored by ADRA Norway, NORAD, and the budget is about $5,299,000 US. How about Togo? Togo is not left out. We have a support to improve the quality of life of rural population in the maritime region of southern Togo. And this project is being sponsored by ADRA Sweden. The project is about $522,000. How about in Chad? We have a project of school water, sanitation, health, and hygiene. And the project donor is AFD Software. The budget is $10,000 US. And finally, we have Ghana. We have the project of Take a Shot, which is being sponsored by ADRA UK, and the budget is something of $64,000.
My dear leaders, Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen, ESCOM members, as we are bringing our report at the end, Permit me to thank all of you for your various support, to my fellow directors for their full support, for all other staff on the field facing challenges every day. We thank you so much for your commitment for this mission. We believe that God is going to use us again and again for his own mission. My friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your contribution in all aspects in ADRA mission. I would like to thank my family, my children, my wife Christine, Odelia and Ethniel for their support. Thank you, leaders of the division, for your contribution. Thank you, all other directors around our territory. You are just wonderful people. God bless.